Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to my extremely stuffy room for another reaction. Today we have something that we haven't really touched on before. It is the Super Saiyan Goku revival theme from Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle. I have not ever touched this game, but it's from somebody who was a Patreon a few months ago, but it just took me so long to get to this that they're not even a member anymore. But you know, as per the nature of guaranteed requests, I'm still going to be giving it a listen and giving my opinions as I do. And I guess without further ado, I have to see what this theme is, because I don't know if it's going to be referential of the original Super Saiyan theme I'm aware of, or if it's going to be a completely new piece. So I suppose we'll have to find out together. Without further ado, let's go! So far, it doesn't sound like the original Super Saiyan theme, so I think I can safely throw that out. Ooh! Ooh, yeah, okay. Very uplifting. Suppose that does make sense. Yeah, this is much more modern anime than I thought the theme was going to be. Like I said, I know the original Super Saiyan theme, not so much of the new stuff, so... Yeah, but this whole musical approach is a much more modern composition. The motif is great on this song. It's so consistent. But it never feels like it's overstaying its welcome. That can be pretty hard to keep straight without getting boring. I really like those accents. Those are really nice. Call me biased. It's the drums. I mean, the melody here is fantastic. That's the reason I'm loving this motif. Utilizing this key very well, all the strengths of it. Yeah. I definitely am biased to that transitional bit there. It's a good fill. I'm also very aware that this is probably like looping through the song a few times, but I can't remember a moment in time caring. I'm just vibing with it. Like I said, this thing can loop well, and it doesn't bother me at all. This is a really good theme. It's like every single time it gets to the next section of music, you're like, oh yeah, bring me back. I'm kind of utilizing this extra time just to focus on different things, like the rhythm guitar underneath just chugging along. Also, the drums are really widely panned. I'm hearing like only the hi-hat out of this ear. And I can hear clearly where the cymbals are in the mix too. which is honestly pretty uncommon for like video game music because they don't tend to think about mixing for panning. But maybe they were thinking ahead for this one, or maybe thinking of utilizing it in the actual show somewhere. Every time it circles back to that spot, I'm like, oh yeah, bring it back. I don't mind hearing it again every single time. I know what it's doing, but man. I just love the energy on it. The fact that it's so grounded, but the melody is so uplifting. It's such a good blend. So well balanced. Such a good blend. Even that transition bit there, it's like it always blends right back. It feels kind of jarring when you're hearing it solo, but again, like not enough that you're ever like, oh, I'm annoyed, I'm bored, I hate it. None of that's crossing my mind, really. Just kind of listening to it. And there we are. 5.5 minutes I listened to that exact same theme on repeat, and you couldn't catch me getting that bored of it, really. So because I did have plenty of time to talk about this song since it was looping, I kind of got a lot of my thoughts initially out of the way during the reaction itself, but there's still a few things I want to talk about in detail here, especially regarding the melody and just the overall structure of how that sounded, having the heavier drums and that rhythm guitar chugging along. Like that grounded the song, and then that high-flying melody that just brought everything over the top, and it just felt so good. It was such a good balance of those two. I know I said that during the actual song reaction, but like there's more detail as to why here. And I think a big part of that is the key that they were using. They utilized D minor for this entire thing, and again, it's just a looping song, but they utilized it in a way similar to other groups that have utilized this key. For example, like the Dire Straits' Sultans of Swing, or 21 Pilots' Heavy Dirty Soul, actually. So like those are songs where like you can feel a similar looping energy to them, but you don't get tired of it either. There's just a certain way to utilize D minor, and I don't know if that's entirely based just on the melody and just how the composer decides to use it, or if it's specifically like the chord progression, the main progression utilized overall that makes it feel so good. I can listen to Sultans of Swing forever, and I can listen to Heavy Dirty Soul forever, and there's a lot of other songs that use this key that do kind of a similar thing, like Boogie Wonderland, I'm pretty sure is in D minor, and it's like, you can't go wrong with funk. You can listen to that on loop, and I think that's what's interesting about D minor and the use of it overall, is that there's something so loopable about it, there's something so flexible about D minor. It has enough room to utilize it as both a happy, uplifting song, and also a very minor, sad song, because there's plenty of other sadder songs, like 21 Guns, I'm pretty sure, Green Day. It's like, there's so many various ways to utilize this key. And a lot of people would be like, yeah, of course, it's a key. You can use it for a lot of different emotions, but there's just a special thing about D minor specifically, and I don't really know what it is because I'm not a music theorist. I don't have any training there, but I recognize it just by feel, because I hear so many songs using the key, and I can recognize that it's the D minor key most times, but I don't know where the psychology is on why it works so well. It might just be how many black versus white keys it has, and that relationship with major and minor, and how flexible it is. It might be very well balanced, or heavily skewed seems to also have the same effect, like more black keys than white keys versus more white keys than black keys. That can have the same effect as just a perfect balance right down the middle. But you match that ability, that flexibility, with just a rock solid grounding, like bass structure of the drums and the rhythm guitar just doing their thing. That was very heavy. It was halftime and very heavy, matching that like high flying theme, like I had said earlier. So it's just a great juxtaposition that finds a good marriage in between. You're utilizing both a very heavy bass and a very light, floaty top. And of course, I think it perfectly encapsulates the energy of Super Saiyan Goku in that somebody who has grounded themselves and really focused on getting their roots together, planting them, and knowing what's like the base of their skill and power is, and training that up, but also having the energy to reach beyond that. I would say it's something like the Yusei Run, like for those who are more familiar with My Hero Academia. It's just kind of a similar thing, albeit Yusei Run has a lot more overall movement. There's a lot more speed in there, a lot more like hectic sound that comes with it. Not nonsensical hectic, it's just like there's an energy to it that makes you need to move. You need to make sure that you're moving forward at all times. Whereas this one's less of the you're moving forward and more of the you need to go above and beyond. And I think that's kind of ironic to say because of the whole go beyond plus ultra like catchphrase that's in My Hero, but this feels so much more of that. It feels so much more break those barriers, go beyond the limits, but know where you came from. And it encapsulates that mentality so well. That don't forget your roots, but continue training to be better and improve who you are. That's what this theme does, and that's why I don't get tired of hearing it loop. Even though, like, of course, by the end of 5.5 minutes, you're starting to go, okay, I've heard it a few times, but like if in the background of something that I'm watching, I would have never noticed this was 5.5 minutes long. I only started to notice because I realized I was listening for a long time. And by the time I realized it looped, it was probably already halfway through it. And that took, what, 2.5 minutes for me to finally realize, oh, it's looping. Because I was enjoying it so much and hearing every little intricacy in there that I was like, hey, wait a minute. That's a pure testament to how good this song is. The fact that it took me so long to realize that it was looping to begin with. But I'll digress there. I've been yapping plenty, even though I said I probably wouldn't. That happens a lot. But you know what? I hope you enjoyed the video nonetheless. If you want to request something else, by all means, drop it down below. And Black Gold, if you're out there watching this, I hope you enjoy the video since you're the one that requested it. But if you're not Black Gold and you like this video and you want to follow me and support me for more in the future, you know how to do all that. And I will see you all in the next video. Goodbye!